The holiday season is really all about the kids, and so I wanted to show you a number of different ways that you can actually bring up your children's enjoyment of the holiday season with some of your smart products from Google. Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I'm going to take the frustration out of automation by giving your kids a little something to do here around the holiday season. Now, most of the things you'll see today will work better on a smart display, but there is still a ton that you will see and hear today that works great on devices like the Nest Mini or the Google Home Mini or your original Google Home product as well. So let's get going with the first thing, which really is starting to ask a little bit about what Santa's doing. And there's a number of components to this that you will see on a smart display, but what you can do is ask any Google Home, and you can just get your kids to do this. Once they've kind of figured this out, they're going to do it a bunch of times, just to ask what is happening at the North Pole. And once you do that, you can go ahead and ask for a number of different facts after that. What's new at the North Pole?
Good tidings and welcome to the North Pole Newscast. I'm your host, Dimplesticks. Just 18 days left until the best day of the year. It's a slow news day at the North Pole today, so let's enjoy a little music.
Open Google's Santa tracker.
This time of year, Santa's usually double-checking his list.
You saw at the end there's also a Google Santa tracker, which is already live, and you can go ahead and ask about that. Now, the next thing is we want them to giggle a little bit, and that is always going to be based off of some jokes. And actually, Google's put together something pretty good here with a number of jokes that you can just ask for. Tell me a Christmas joke.
'Tis the season for a joke.
Did Rudolph go to reindeer school? No, he was elf-taught!
There are a few jokes and a few things that you can say as well. Now, if they've seen Home Alone, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal is one of my favorite things to go ahead and say to the device. Has a number of responses that will come back. There's also an action in there that is kind of, it has young enough Christmas jokes in there. I'd say if you have kind of that 5 to 7 or 8-year-old, that's about the right level. This is probably my favorite, and there's a whole series of books that Disney has put out that are read-along storybooks with the Google Assistant. Now, you can go ahead, start that process, and you'll see it here in a second, but what happens is as you're reading these books, and they are specific ones that you have to buy, so I'll leave some of the links down below, but once you've bought those, then you can go ahead, you're reading them, and as you're reading them, sound effects are coming through your Google Assistant, either smart speaker or smart display. Start read along with Frozen.
Frozen, you got it. For this to work, the microphone will be on as long as you're reading, but you can stop read along anytime. Here comes the music. Start reading when you're ready.
The king and queen rushed both girls to the mystical trolls in the mountains. Stop. Now, nothing says Christmas like lots of the Disney classics, and you can actually, with your Chromecast built-in devices, cast to these. There's also a little service called Frozen Stories, and this doesn't take any sort of hardware. You don't have to buy anything. You just ask to talk to Frozen Stories, and it will bring up this little application, essentially, and it's a Google Assistant action that has been created by Disney with a number of stories that your kids are going to want to listen to. Talk to Frozen Stories.
All right, let's get Frozen Stories.
Hi, I'm Olaf. I can tell we're gonna be great friends.
I hope you like campfire stories and hot cocoa.
Which one of us would you like to hear a story from?
Anna.
Great, because I've always wanted to tell the story of the legendary warrior Brunhilde. Before I begin, would you hand me one of those logs so I can feed the fire?
Now, sadly, this year, the Call Santa function is not available in all regions yet. I don't know what's going on, but this is still available in the US. You can just ask to call Santa, and it will make that call. Now, this is quite the experience, and my child has done it a couple of years in a row now, and he was honestly a little bit intimidated by it the first time. And so, kind of be ready for that. They might not know what to say. Maybe test it out yourself before you go calling Santa for them. And you can do this on smart displays. There's a little visual add-in, and you can do it on phones as well with the Google Assistant application.
Call Santa.
Hello there, North Pole Switchboard. My name is Gumdrop, connecting you to Santa in the recording studio.
What's a better type of horn? An air horn or a kazoo? Okay, sure. Sometimes I need one of those to wake up the elves.
The command talk to kids Christmas quiz, so it's that exact statement. This is kind of the right level of action for the younger kids again. So they get questions that they just have to go ahead and answer, and it's quite simple in most cases. You're going to want to be there for a couple of them.
That was so right. Question number 2. According to the Christmas song Jingle Bells, what is it fun to ride in?
Reindeer.
Oh shoot, you missed it. Actually.
Now, of course, you're going to be able to ask your Google Assistant, whether it's a smart speaker or a smart display, to play Christmas music, ask for a Christmas carol, or ask the Google Assistant to sing, actually. And sometimes you'll get a little bit of a different response there. But all of those should, in general, play music, or you might just get a funny little auto-tune Google Assistant carol there for a couple of seconds. Now, the last one is the ability to Google Duo video call. And if you don't have this set up, then you may need some of the setup videos that we have here on the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that playlist on screen where you can get some help with the Google Nest Hub Max or your other smart display where you can go ahead, set up those video calls through Duo Video. So thanks everyone for watching, and of course, don't hate, automate.